Jayalalitha's meeting with Narendra Modi has just ended a short while back. In fact, after that, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister spoke about the promises that have been made to her by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that there will be immediate action, particularly the formation of supervising committee for Mullaperiyar Dam, raising of the water levels. She said that appointment of a person from Kerala also needs to be taken care of at this point. And the centre needs to appoint a member is what she has asked for. The Kaveri Management Board also needs to be formed, something she raised with the Prime Minister, and he has promised to look into it.
For raising the water level of the Mullaperiyar Dam as ordered by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has now ruled that the water level can be raised to 142 feet, and there has to be a supervisory committee to oversee the raising of the water level, consisting of 3 persons, one to be appointed by the Tamil Nadu government, one to be appointed by the Kerala government, and one to be appointed by the Central Water Commission. We in Tamil Nadu have appointed our member. Kerala has also appointed its member. So I urge the Prime Minister to expedite the nomination of a member from the Central Water Commission, so that before the southwest monsoon sets in earnest, the water level can be raised to 142 feet. The Prime Minister promised that action would be taken within a week. I also stressed the need to form the Kaveri Management Board without further delay. And after the Kaveri Management Board is formed, that board has to constitute the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee. And it is only after that that the final order of the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal can be implemented. The Prime Minister promised to look into it and do the needful expeditiously. And contrary to reports that have been appearing in the media, I have not made any special demand for a special financial package for the state. Rather, I have pointed out that there are many allocations which have been made by the centre since 2010, which have been announced in the central budget also, but which have not actually been delivered to Tamil Nadu. So, for example, when central sales tax was reduced from 4% to 3% and then from 3% to 2%, we were promised compensation, which was why we agreed to it. Now, although central sales tax has been reduced, we are yet to receive 7,000 odd crore rupees from the centre under this head. Similarly, under the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and several other central schemes, more than 4,000 crore rupees are outstanding to Tamil Nadu. Now, in anticipation that these grants would be forthcoming from the central government, we have spent these funds from our state budget. But the funds have not been forthcoming, we have not been reimbursed by the centre. So I have mainly, that puts us in a very difficult fiscal position in the state. That is why I have stressed to the Prime Minister that these should be immediately reimbursed. And many other items which you will find in the memorandum. Now, with regard to power, about 15% of the power generated by central generating stations in Tamil Nadu, including Kudangulam and Neyveli, 15% of this power is still unallocated. I have made a plea that this 15% should be allotted to Tamil Nadu, and several other items which you will find in the memorandum. The Prime Minister was very receptive, gave me a patient hearing, and promised to do the needful, and said that having been a Chief Minister himself for 13 years, he knew the difficulties faced by Chief Ministers of states, and he would do everything in his power to see that the needs of Tamil Nadu are met.
Will you join NDA?
Definitely, yes, yes. There was no such talk, no such proposal.
Ma'am, will you support the India from outside? Will you support the India from outside?
The NDA has got an independent majority. For that matter, the BJP itself has got an independent majority. They do not need support from outside. We'll see when that situation arises.
All right, very cleverly they're trying to ward off any questions with regards to supporting the NDA there. She says that that matter was not really brought up and makes it pretty clear that NDA, in fact, the BJP on its own has crossed the halfway mark, so they really don't require them. Let's get in a clear perspective on that story from our correspondent Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu. Kamal, of course, Jayalalitha says that that matter wasn't broached, but we do know for a fact that the NDA would require regional parties like Jayalalitha's in the Rajya Sabha.
Well, definitely she gave a 65-page memorandum and obviously was driving a hard bargain. But the main issue what she spoke about was there was no offer from Narendra Modi to join the NDA fold, which the offer should have come from his side. That's the sort of indication that we got from her. But very clearly, we know both Jayalalitha as well as Narendra Modi, they're required to have a sort of relationship of center-state. And that is where the entire picture of Tamil Nadu really comes in. We know as far as Rajya Sabha is concerned, they're definitely falling short of numbers. They're 42. They're not even close to 123 mark, not even the halfway mark. And remember, even if they pass any bill in Lok Sabha, they will not be able to pass it in the upper house if they do not have the required numbers. So obviously it's also about keeping in good humor. The Rajya Sabha allies, especially somebody like the AIADMK who have 10 MPs, as well as the BJP which only has 4. But obviously it's also about gaining in small numbers, but at least gaining some sort of strength and not really falling short of numbers. The other part is Jayalalitha has been very clear about what she wants and what she does not. And remember, she skipped this entire ceremony of the oath-taking ceremony just because of Mahinda Rajapakse, making it very clear that she had his own displeasure on his arrival and obviously his attending that entire ceremony. And that is why one of the lists that one of the demands which is making into this particular list of memorandum, if I can try and show it to you here, is very much the second point agenda is the Sri Lankan Tamil issue. It's not only about having a resolution done by the Indian Parliament, it also talks about the fishing rights of the Tamil Nadu fishermen and obviously having a hard big bargain done by the Indian government from Sri Lanka.
Kamal, also, how long did this meeting go on? And Jayalalitha said that she has not asked for any special package for the state per se, but she was talking about some financial matters. Can you put that into perspective for us?
Well, economic development is one of the key factors, and remember, even if she has to have another mandate in Tamil Nadu, she needs that particular development package. And she also talked about a lot of other issues like the modernization issues. She talked about that she requires at least 10,000 crore rupees as far as police modernization is concerned. Obviously also talking about having Tamil Nadu as an issue, as a language in Tamil Nadu High Court. So some of the key demands she's been raising, also along with not just the regional issues but also developmental package. She didn't say there was obviously a special package that was required, but something that she said that there was certain allocation which was done to the state, but they never received the money. So obviously she's pointing the fingers at the previous government, which is to say the UPA government in particular. Obviously her own equation with Mr. P. Chidambaram, who was then the finance minister, saying not much fund has come into the state. They have to go into the reserves of their own state. So these are some of the issues she's really raised, but this is one of the planks she would be raising in Tamil Nadu. Many eyes there, very keen to see what really happens. Will there be a relationship between Tamil Nadu as well as the new government here in New Delhi?
Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu, many thanks for getting us those details about the crucial meeting between Jayalalitha and Narendra Modi.